Hi, this is James Island from thisismyjoystick.com, and this is our Battlefield 3 multiplayer beta impression. So as a part of the multiplayer beta, you have on the Xbox 360 edition the game mode Rush and the map Operation Metro, which calls, well, it's basically a really interesting map because you've got some open wide spaces and then close quarters combat right in a subway system. So it's a map with plenty of different variations. As per usual with Battlefield games, you can deploy as an assault, engineer, support and recon, which is all variants of different weapons and sub-abilities. We're going to jump straight in here on assault, which for me, by the looks of it, we are defending, is my favourite option. Graphically, the Xbox 360 version really doesn't live up to the PS3 or PC version, but I have to say, these graphics are still not to be snuffed at. They're some of the most beautiful visuals I've seen on a multiplayer online game. What you'll notice is that you don't see the kill cam. Very similar with Modern Warfare, there's none of that on here. You're able to see the person who's killed you, but how he killed you and getting a good location of where he was. Well, it doesn't really matter because Rush is all about taking over enemy territory, certain bases. And even though Operation Metro features no vehicles, it's one hell of a rush to actually play. And that's no pun intended. You know, you can go about this level gung-ho or extremely... Oh my god, he was actually sitting through the map there. Still some work to be done. And then we set the charge here in location A. We've got to get there and try and stop the charge from being deployed. That's him dead. Oh my god, I'm dead again. So Rush, you have the ability of spawning with certain teammates if they are within the vicinity, which in my personal opinion, I find that a little bit unrealistic, but it has been tokened to the series for quite some time. And it does add a layer of strategy to the game. You know, if you're especially working in the party, you want to keep a team member around, especially on attacking front, that doesn't die, so you can get near the spawn point so you're not taking ages to get back to the location. Oh. That was a suppression assist there. So you get points for covering fire, suppression, and obviously direct kills. Battlefield 3 for me, what I played so far, and it's a token with the series. And if you're familiar with the series, you know that coming into the Battlefield arena for the first time takes a little bit of getting used to. If you're a Modern Warfare fan, it takes a hell of a lot of reprogramming because you have to be a lot more smarter. You have to be a lot more tactical, both with the way you navigate through the maps. Like I am right out in the open here, and it wouldn't surprise me if I die like that right now. But I love this map, and although a lot of the contained area on the defensive side, you're not going to see anything too much until you start losing the original base points here. But as you have to keep moving back and lose territory, you start to utilize the whole of the map. And here is the underground system itself. It's beautifully done, and you can imagine in terms of variety and close quarters combat, it changes up the way you play for the rest of this game mode of Rush. It's certainly going to be a lot more intense, it's going to be a lot more in your face, and you're going to be using objects to cover a lot more in these underground territories. And I always find that's very useful is to lay flat on the floor. You make yourself a much harder target. But even the sound of the guns, the sound of your machine gun clunking across the floor as you move in prone position. Not only is it some of the best gun sounds I've ever heard in any FPS in all my life, but it just feels satisfying every kill that you get. Even to different areas of where you are. I mean, if you take a look at the sound, which is not the best example here because I'm recording my audio as well as the game's audio, but from a third source. Just listening to the audio on this game is stunning. Being in enclosed places. I'll tell you what I do like about this game, and the fact it says me versus foe on the statistics, and that tells you how much your enemy, that particular person, has killed you in comparison to you killing them. And that creates a great bit of rivalry. I'm going to stick to our own men here. I'm more of a fan of attacking bases. I think everyone is, to be honest, than defending. But there's no question about it. This Battlefield 3 is going to be epic. It's going to be widely adopted. I think the MLG are going to suck this game up like nobody's business. They're really going to utilize this. I find actually jumping over different objects and territories is even better than Brink, because it just works seamlessly. It works so well. You know, you're not really restricted to what you can jump over on this game, apart from obviously big, massive, high walls, but that is sometimes put in there on purpose by the designer. Like, you'll see, particularly on this area here. Wait a minute, so we can kill him. Now, this area here, you think you might be able to get over here, which I'm climbing up now, but you can't. But it's a main proponent of the design of the map. It's there for a reason. And when I played this at Eurogamer, I was a little bit annoyed by that feature, but I understand now, because why go to all the effort of building this beautifully detailed underground system and then people not use it? You know, texture, detail, everything just looks wonderfully detailed from the smallest area. Let's have a bit of fun here and try some real close quarters combat by switching to the 870 MCS shotgun here. This will be interesting. Close play. Thank you. Getting in on the action here. A couple of people behind. That is a dead kill. That's a dead kill. Beautiful. The 870 MCS is wonderful. The impact is superb. You know, if there's anything that takes away from it, I'd like to see a little bit more blood. And let's... Is it Battlefield 3 wants to be the most realistic shooter around? Well, let's see a little bit more when it comes to flying limbs. Oh. Can you see all the destructive deformation territory? It is wonderfully done. Nothing new, but a lot of FPS games have just not bothered to use it. You know, when we went back to the PS2 and we looked at the original Red Faction, the Geomod engine, we were blown away by that tech. And in so many FPS games, the deformation of territory and destruction has been woeful. Battlefield 3 most certainly taking that back. Oh, what a kill that was! Unbelievable! That was something special. There's still work to be done. I mean, you can see in the demo there is some graphical flaws. You're seeing sometimes, not screen tearing, but some sort of weird thing happening. It must be a glitch with the Frostbite engine, but trying to get flickers of vision as you move. Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Battlefield 3 Rush Mode on Operation Metra. My goodness me, as you would have seen, what a scintillating experience it is. The more you play, the more badges you unlock, the more XP you get, the more weapons you unlock, the more customization options you get. And that just is the culmination of an addictive experience. You can see yourself really just completely pouring hours into this game. And I have to be honest, what I played at Battlefield 3 is a lot more accessible than Bad Company 2. And I think some of that pales down to the actual guns that are available in this game. You know, guns of newer technology, and they seem a lot better and easier to use, whilst at the same time you're having to use a lot of tactical nous to be successful in this game. Tons of stats that will keep every statistician happy. It really is a fantastic beta, and you've got to get in on it. So just before we go here, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a quick look at an option on here to customize kits and vehicles, which you'll get as you play through the game and unlock specific achievements, so to speak, and gain that XP. You have the ability of changing up weapons, putting optics, putting in recoils, you name it. When it becomes available, you're going to be able to customize the weapon to give it the choice that you want. And you can change pretty much anything down from your gadgets to secondary weapon and primary weapons. Whilst you may not have the same customization levels as, say, Modern Warfare or Brink in terms of gun elements, the guns are so good in this game. They really are so well done that you won't particularly miss that. You'll just find absolute solace in unlocking new weapons and trying them out, because you'll want to try them all out in this game, because you just don't know what will work for you the best. And all I will say is that I wasn't a fan of the Battlefield series until I played this beta, and it has been superb. It has been absolutely superb. I've enjoyed every minute I've played of it. When I played it at Eurogamer, I played it with a rubbish controller. Do not get the new Razer controller, by the way, because it's absolutely rubbish and will destroy your experience of Battlefield. Stick to your regular Xbox controller. It really has been an entertaining experience. There is graphical glitches at the moment, as you'll be able to see. You can see through the textures of guns sometimes, and also the actual map itself. I'd imagine glitches will find, even in the final code, abilities to glitch the game. There's going to be patches, there always is. But what I've played of it so far, I've enjoyed immensely. When it comes down to the graphics, I have to say that the lighting is going to be the area on the 360 that it's just not going to give you the graphical horsepower compared to PS3 and PC. But other than that, my goodness me, Battlefield 3 looks superb for the Xbox 360. And of course, PC and PS3. I've been James Arnold from thisismyjoystick.com. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're not familiar with it, it's youtube.com/thisismyjoystick. Until another video, I've been James Island. Goodbye.